Hi, I'm Brad Sugars, and here at the World's Best Business Coaches, every week we get to travel the world and find another amazing business coach who's doing great things and helping business owners get real results. Today we head down to Melbourne, Australia, and we meet Evan Rubinstein, and his client testimonials are nothing short of phenomenal. And let's find out how he's doing it and what he's doing and what gets results with business so you can get results too. Evan, thanks so much for giving us your time this week.
It's a pleasure, Brad. Thanks for asking me.
Oh, look, buddy, you've earned it. Your client testimonials are amazing. Listen, tell me, what brought you to business coaching? What was your background? How did you decide to be a coach?
Well, I was quite lucky to get an opportunity to start a business that was a subsidiary of a public company. And I grew that business and I got a great exposure to two things at the same time: starting a business and working inside of a corporate structure. Anyway, after running that business for about 10 years, did really well there, I decided to go out on my own and I started a different business. And within a couple of years, I had actually taken that to the stock exchange and floated it. But that happened at the time of the dot-com crash. I don't know if you remember that, Brad.
Oh, I remember it very well.
Right. And I was running a public company, that's business model relied on, ongoing funding, and that model basically came to an end in that period and was an absolute roller coaster ride. And I was very lucky. I had a great relationship with the chairman of the board, who effectively mentored me through that. And I didn't really understand that. And after that, we sold the business, luckily, and we managed to walk out of that with our fortunes intact, thankfully. I stumbled into action at the time, and it just was like a light bulb went off. I thought, this is an amazing thing, because I had been lucky enough to have the benefit of somebody who helped me through that very harrowing experience. And I thought, business owners out there are so lonely and it's so tough for them. This is something I really know I can do. And it was almost like a calling for me, and I took it on. And that was just coming up for 15 years ago.
Yeah, but it's, when you look at some of the results you've got, some of them is because you've had clients a long period of time and you've done amazing things with them, other than being short period. Give me some of the clients that have been the most fun. What's been some real fun stuff for you where you've got the results and enjoyed the process?
The most fun is really having people confront their own the boundaries of their comfort zone and take them through that challenge and get them to set the vision that they never, ever thought they could do. And I've done that on several occasions. I've pushed people to just go that little bit further than they otherwise would have. And the results have been just phenomenal. In some cases, they're really just amazing. Those are probably the most fun ones, but I would say that just about all of my clients are fun. I just love the interesting diversity and the challenge that I get to deal with on a daily basis.
Yeah. One of the great things of coaching is that there is such a diversity of what we get to deal with. But you've been really good at helping people create that future vision for themselves. In fact, a couple of your clients have said over the years that your belief in them was one of the reasons they succeeded. Why would they say that? Tell me a bit more about that and how that helps.
Well, I think one of the main things is that I'm very persistent, and I don't, things that we talk about that never get resolved, I just keep coming back to, and I keep bringing them back to that until there's no escape, really, because all they're trying to do is escape from themselves. And so I keep bringing that back to them until they sort of deal with it, and then they have a breakthrough, because it's really a perturbation that prevents them from actually taking that step over the threshold. And once I can get them there, then you can do amazing things.
Yeah. Now, a lot of your clients have been in the IT industry. Obviously, you love that, but you've had a real diverse range of clients. What's been the craziest type of business that you've coached, or the one that's been the out there type business?
There was one company that I coached. They were engineering electronic. They did signal processing, and they mostly relied on government work. and it stopped. The budgets got cut and they had no business. And so they had to completely reinvent themselves, and they became a little app developer and had to build a business based around social media, which was complete poles apart from their background and what they were good at. And that was pretty crazy. That was great, actually, though.
Wow.
Yeah.
So one of the things that you do a lot of is leadership and management stuff. What are some of the keys in your mind? What do you teach people to get great leadership results and management results in their business?
Well, I've always been a real fan of the business of leadership, and Jack Welch is one of my all-time heroes, because there was a guy that I'd really identified with, an engineer like myself, who had risen to incredible heights and had built an incredible business. And I just thought that there's incredible power when you can inspire and lead people, because really success in business, as I always say, is not a solo game. It's a team sport. And that really hinges on your ability to enroll and inspire people. And so that's one of the biggest secret weapons that people have. If you can put a team together, you can do amazing stuff. And all of my really outstanding successes have been done on that basis. Putting great teams together and inspiring those people to really take it and run, and really trying to help the business owner to understand that the more they do, the less successful they're going to be. The more they let it go and let the people get involved, the more likely they are to make more money that way. And it actually does work. If they actually let it go, if they can let go of, their own personal ego and what have you, then it really takes root and goes really well.
Now, some of the business owners listening, Evan, and we said, there you go, yeah, that's easily said. What are some of the keys to letting go? What are some of the strategies that you have coaching clients do so they do learn to let go of that day-to-day stuff?
Well, I think is them really understanding the true value of their time, because for them to let go means they have to understand that they have to operate at a higher level in the food chain, which is at an hourly rate, which is a lot higher than they used to working. Okay, because if they concern themselves with sort of lower order tasks that have a low dollar rate, they just don't have enough oxygen to deal with the big opportunities that really require you to operate at a higher rate. So getting them to understand that and then delegate those low order tasks away and put in some structures so that the people that they delegate to are doing them properly, and they feel satisfied that they're doing them properly, and then giving them the space to explore opportunities. And that really does work. That mechanism works extremely well for me.
Yeah. Now, you get a lot of personal growth in the clients as well. So I think a lot of the business growth, it seems, comes down to that. But one of the things your clients consistently say is that Evan is very tough. He's very, I don't know if I want to use the word blunt, but that's sort of the way it comes across. Do you think that's one of the reasons you succeed as a coach?
Yes. Look, Jack Welch talks about candor. Okay, and that's one of the anchor points of his philosophy, and I've taken that on board. I'm very, I'd call it as I see it, because they are paying me to do that. They're not paying me to stroke their egos. So I just tell them straight, and it's disarming. It disarms them, and so they can't give me excuses, and they get on with it. And so they know that they're not going to get away with stories with me. So that's the agenda that I set.
Some business owners love the autonomy of being a business owner. Others know that it's almost like it's a trap in and of itself. It's like you're saving them from themselves.
Yep.
So education's another big one that you're a proponent of and that a lot of your clients love. Why do you focus on their knowledge and their learning and all that stuff? What is it about that is a good part of coaching?
Well, knowledge is power. Okay. And most people that I encounter in business have no business training whatsoever, and I say to them, it's easier to go into business than it is to get a driver's license. And so you need to actually make a point of getting the education you need to do a good job, because they've got great education in particular business work they do, but not in business. And so there's a lot they can learn from mistakes that other people have made. It's just a matter of reading the books or listening to the audios or watching the videos or whatever the case may be. And you get incredible leverage out of education. So, you know, it's not the be all and end all, because actually doing is ultimately the most powerful thing. But the more you know, the more you can do.
Yeah.
So it's a yin and yang thing.
So when we talk about growing a business, obviously marketing and sales is a part of growing any business. Building a marketing machine is something that you've been very good at with your clients so that they actually have lead flow. A lot of businesses struggle with marketing. Is there something they're missing, or are they just not doing enough of it? Or what's your thoughts on it?
I think that most of them don't really appreciate how important marketing is. I think a lot of them are more sort of, let's just make a sale when we can, rather than let's create a lead flow so we've got lots of sales. And so it does take a while before they see that. Usually my real focus often with them is to get the sales right. I've got a saying that I say to my clients: there's three things you have to get right in business: sales, sales, sales. Okay, because that's the backbone of any business. Okay, if your sales are good, you can do a lot. But if you don't have good sales, you're really in trouble. So I focus on that, and I'm really good at the systemization of sales. I've done that in my own businesses, and it's worked incredibly well. And I teach my clients how to set that up. And then once they have the capacity to make the sales, then marketing makes so much more sense to them. Okay, because then like I said to them, you've got to feed the monster now. You've created a monster, now you've got to feed it. The feed is the lead flow. Okay, then it all fits into place. And so it's a natural progression for me.
Fantastic, fantastic. Now, Evan, you're part of the Action Coach team, and there's something about Action Coach where the coaches just get results with their clients. What do you think it is about Action Coach? Is there one thing, or is it multiple things where the results are?
Look, it's complex. I think that we've managed to boil it down to its critical essentials, and we really the approach that we use really gets to grips with the things that are at the heart of success. Okay. At the same time, as we have some really fabulous principles, we've got great methods, I'd say. So we have the combination of all of that really comes together really nicely. You've got a great arsenal as an action coach. You've got a great arsenal of tools that you can bring to bear on virtually any business, and that really gives you the equipment to do a great job. Okay, so I think Action's approach and the systems and the continual development of those systems just gives you so much that you can use, and the results speak for themselves.
Yeah. And I think one of the other things, and Evan, you're a prime example of this, is we make sure we recruit and retain the best coaches. I mean, the team of people that work together at Action Coach is quite phenomenal when you get them together as to the level of skill, and I just put them in a room. I mean, what's your thoughts on the team that you have around you within Action Coach?
Yes, look, you know, it's a great team. And that's one of the main advantages of being part of the Action communities. You get to interact with some very smart people, some very capable people, and hear about some just incredible stories of success that they've managed to achieve. And I think we're really, the Action community is a force for good in the world, really is.
Well, Evan, look, we're so proud to have you on the team. We love the results you get with your clients. You know, from our side of the fence, it's a privilege to have team members like yourself. And look, we can't say anything other than thanks for doing an amazing job with business owners. One last question that I like to ask every business coach. Have you ever by chance kept track of how many jobs you've created over the years as a coach? Because your clients have grown pretty massive. Some of them have added lots of jobs. Did you ever keep track of that by chance?
Look, I haven't actually kept track, but just thinking about it now, if I think there's 3 companies that I think between them, those would have put probably about 150 people into jobs.
Wow.
Just on those 3 companies that I'm thinking of. Yeah, maybe more actually. One of them alone is about 150. So probably around 200 actually. Yep.
Fantastic. You know, look, I think it's one of the best things we get to do. We create hundreds of jobs. We help people make their dreams come true, and we get to do what we love, help grow businesses. So, buddy, thanks for your time today. We really appreciate it, and we love the work you're doing.
You're welcome. Thanks very much, Brent.